In this video, I'm going to tell you about the deeper meanings behind my logo. Stay tuned. So this video is a little different than most of my other videos because I'm not teaching about a certain topic based on one of my songs, but rather I'm going to tell you a little bit more about my logo. So every time you look at it, you'll be reminded of some truths about God and about the music I make. Now, when the graphic designer I was working with presented a few logo options to me, this one really stood out, and I began to see how there could be some cool symbolism within the logo itself. For example, one symbolic thing I love about it is that the G, which stands for God, is much bigger than the sipe, which stands for disciple. And I like that the G is way bigger and above it because that's what I want my whole life to be about, right? And especially the music. I want God to be the focus. I want God to be greater. I want to glorify Him and magnify Him, lift Him up. I always want Him to remain big and me small. John the Baptist said of Jesus, "He must increase, but I must decrease." Now that was in a specific context of John the Baptist talking about his ministry compared to Jesus, but I still want to echo the same sentiment in all that I do, that may Jesus be greater in all the ministry that I do and in all the music and teaching. A second hidden meaning behind my logo is related to the type of font that is used for each part. If you notice, the G is an older looking type of font, and I like to let that remind me that God is the Ancient of Days. He's eternal and God over all throughout every generation. I've only been on the scene in this modern day for a very short time, so the sipe being in a much more modern font reminds me of that as well, that I'm nothing and know nothing compared to Him because He's the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. Well, that's it for this video on the deeper meanings behind my logo, and I hope when you look at it in the future, it reminds you to glorify God first and foremost in everything you do, and just know that all my music and ministry is meant to do that as well. See you next time.